and good morning. Welcome to Chatting with Viewers. Today is February 3rd, 2023. It is so good to have all of you here. I am Liam, and, well, of course, because this is my channel. I hope you're all doing well. I had played some great intro material, and you didn't hear any of it. Sorry about that. There was nothing. There was no audio, and that was a little awkward. So it is good to be here. It is Friday morning. We're through another week. This is the last day of the week. The last day of the work week, I guess. Unless, of course, you work on Saturday. So I'm going to join you for the next 90 minutes or so. We're going to chat as we have done over the last few weeks. And if this is your first time to Chatting with Viewers, hi and welcome. If you're back again, hi, thanks for coming back. It's great to have you. Already a few people writing in. Stephen Crouch is here. Austin is here. The Audio Gamer says, do any of you want to play Miss World together? I believe you mean Mist World. Austin says, LOL. Oh, can't hear you. Yeah. I broke something. But you didn't miss much. It really wasn't amazing. So Brandon's here. Evil Chocolate Cookie is here. Audio Game Geek is here. Audio Gamer 66 is here. Streambot Elements thing is here. Also, hi to all the people listening on Playroom. I believe Blue Piano is here. Lion Girl is here. Nick says, tuned in, though won't be hanging around for long. Come on, Nick. What do you got to do that's so important? No, I'm just kidding. I understand. Cornetta King. I don't know whatever it is. King something. Is here. So awesome turnout. So glad to see you all here. I'll try to read Playroom as well. It's people are just kind of chatting amongst themselves. So, yeah, hey, listen, it's a good Friday. It's been a good, productive week. A lot is going on, and I've been really excited. As you guys noticed, I didn't stream Wednesday. There's a lot going on with school, and it's not bad, but it's just things have been busy. And so I've been working and subsequently teaching and just a lot of that stuff. Let me go to the camera. I actually think I was sitting on the starting soon thing still. Got guests staying overnight, so I have to prepare. Yeah, you always want to be prepared for guests. Am I going to play Hearthstone again, says Blindy Bear? I don't think so. I have to be honest with you. I am not really into Hearthstone. I don't like cards. I'm not strategic. It's not fun to me. So the short answer is no. I am glad though that it is being maintained again. And so that makes me happy, but I'm just not really into it. And I can't fake it if I'm not into it. So cool on the guest though. That's really neat. Very, very cool. So yeah, I don't tend to plan these things out. I just tend to kind of let them roll where they may. And, it's just a chance to kind of come and hang out for a little bit and chill. Before I do anything else, though, I would like to thank my patrons who make these streams possible. I believe there have been some updates on patrons. I just have not had a chance to update the list this morning. So that's a weekend thing. I'll have it updated for the next stream. But big thanks to my awesome patrons who make these streams possible. Big thanks to Strockel, Habib, Tim Kilger, Kristen Guzman, Aloysius Costa, Leo Contos, Stealthy, and Tate, Patrick Kelly, Dennis Vicker, Cody Brown, Rich Yamamoto, Marco Garatoni, Doug Schock, Crystal Bell, Jessica Miller, Wandering Waves, James Dean, Jim Denham, Brian Peterson, Trevor Johnson, Kevin Lyon, Stephen Luttrell, Simon Yeager, Shane Popplestone, Austin Nix, Sarah Hawk, Jason Smith, Megan Schmidt, Super Freak, Daniel W., Exterminator 555, Hope Odessa, Michael Welty, Heather Messiker, Audio Game Geek, Melissa Rowe, Hillary Duncan, Ashley Coleman, Anya Kristen, Shane Early, Courtney Barton, Bryant, Roland Engelsma, Kenny, and Jack Filacek. Of course, you can always become a patron at lirvin.me/P, or you can always donate at lirvin.me/D. And if you don't do any of those, that's cool. Please share, please like, and come hang out. How do I feel about Battlegrounds? It's much less cardy than the... yes, I like Battlegrounds, actually. I will admit that. Battlegrounds is the one mode that I really do enjoy. I like that it is more of an auto battler. There is strategy, but it's designed a little differently. And it's not based on necessarily deck building. You definitely have to think strategically, but not in the same way when you're creating a deck. I have hated the idea of deck building. I don't like it. It's just not something I enjoy. I have too many cards. I don't know where they all go. I don't really care about the whole meta thing. I just want to play a game. And so if you want to be good at Hearthstone, you have to understand all that stuff. And to me, it's a lot of extra learning I don't want to do when literally I'm playing a game to play a game. Like if I want to learn, I'll go to class. If I want to play a game and enjoy myself, I'm going to play a game. Yeah. Yeah. You know? So Mark's here. Audio Gamer 66 says, same, I love Mistworld. By the way, gamer, you spelled with 2 M's. It's actually 1 M. So you're the audio gamer, which is cool. Just, I want to let you know. Oh, got your iPhone 5. Wow. I remember the iPhone 5. Jeez. Computers for the Blind. Hey, how's it going? Now, there's a Computers for the Blind, and then there's a Computers for the Blind. So I'm assuming that you're not the Computers for the Blind in the United States. Maybe you are. That would be pretty cool. But can we please do some crazy party? Well, today is chatting. If you look at the title, so you know, not today. However, I can definitely schedule some crazy party. No, I'm in Sweden. Okay, so you're a different Computers for the Blind, because I actually work with Computers for the Blind and some of the the clients. Austin, are we not supposed to call them clients anymore? What do we call them now? There's been a big push now that we have to change the nomenclature a little bit, and I have to break myself of using the term client, because apparently you're not supposed to call them clients. I think you can call them students. How am I getting on with Microsoft Flight Sim? I have not spent any time on it, Nick. I have not had a chance to. So I haven't gotten on at all. I literally bought a plane. I bought the $35 plane, and I have spent no time with it because I haven't had time. I know. I just want to do some crazy party someday. We haven't done any in 2023, so let me see what's going on. Weekends, I try to not do too much streaming, because I've kind of gotten yelled at, hey, you're working all week. You're working all week. Why don't you do stuff in the house during the weekends? So, and I understand that, actually. I can't even be mad about that, because that's true. So weekends, I try not to stream, or I try to, if I'm going to do it, it's a short stream. LOL, I'm annoyed with it because everyone says the accessibility starts automatically, but it doesn't, and I can't enable it. It's weird because it's supposed to start automatically, so I don't know why it's not, but I agree, it is really annoying. McKenna's here. Hi, McKenna. And, a lot of y'all tuning in. This is cool. So, I did find something the other day that I wanted to share with you all, because I've really been getting into it, and I need to spend more time with it. But I read an article, I think it was on Monday, and the author was waxing very poetic about Winget, and it's something that I've used very vaguely. Like, I have used it once or twice, and I used it for like one app and never used it again. Didn't realize that the repository was so vast. And they were like, yeah, this is all I use now. I'll never use anything else. And da da da. And I used to use Chocolatey, and now I'm using WinGet, and WinGet is great. And I was like, huh, interesting. So I've started spending some time with WinGet, and I am here to tell you that WinGet is fantastic. I do not know always if packages are completely up to date, but I will say that it seems like in most cases things are pretty current. Yeah, no, Chocolatey, nah, WinGet's where it's at, because within one command I can upgrade everything I need to upgrade. I'm trying to do more with terminal and less with UIs when I can, just because it's a great skill to have. And getting comfortable with command line stuff is great. But yes, WinGet, oh, it is awesome. Oh my gosh. So I was curious about like what all I would find on WinGet, because I am horribly impatient, and especially when it comes to like finding and installing apps. So everyone's been like, hey, Liam, try Brave. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm lazy. I don't feel like going to the Brave website and finding it. So literally WinGet, I was just like, WinGet search Brave. And then it was like, hey, you want the base package? It's brave.brave. WinGet install brave.brave. Boom, done. It was wonderful. Time to add Elric's games to WinGet. Yeah, right. Yeah, I thought about it, maybe adding some, like, I don't know what's involved in that process, but I love that you can actually do that. And I love that it's as simple as just WinGet install. Love it. Another cool thing, which I don't know if I necessarily recommend just blindly doing it, but you can WinGet upgrade, and it'll show you all the packages that it knows about that it can upgrade. And if you add the --all command parameter, it will just auto update everything, which is pretty cool, because like, you kind of think like Windows Update. You're like, hey, you'll update all my stuff. But Windows Update doesn't do your apps. It might do Office, but it's not going to do all your stuff. So I love that you can literally just upgrade all, and it just goes through and upgrades everything. Yeah, Brave is a pretty good browser. It looks like Chrome, but is actually good and not a privacy stealer / resource hog. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I probably would not recommend it to students, just because it's kind of like, it's not a mainstream thing in the same way that like Chrome is. I actually have been using Edge with my students because it's what their computers have. Although now that I know that WinGet is a thing, if I have a student go, I really want to use Chrome, I'm just going to WinGet them Chrome. And I mean, there are so many advantages to that I can't even begin to tell you. But like, yeah, I've got a student that I'm just teaching him Edge because it's what his computer has. And I really don't want to install things on his computer. I don't want to get in that habit of, here, let me just put this on your machine. And obviously, as an instructor, your mileage may vary, and you might be like, no, I do that all the time. But I'm a little unsure if I want to actually modify a student's computer. Yeah, a lot of people here seem to use Brave. I've gotten away from Firefox. Don't really care for it anymore. I'll admit, I like Chrome. I have no problem with Chrome. It does what I need it to do. It works for me. So I don't really care. One of the things that annoys me about Brave, and it annoys me because I'm a content creator, I'm not happy about the fact that Brave is auto-blocking like all the ads. So everyone that's using Brave, you're not getting ads. And that's cool. I'm happy for you. However, I am not getting monetization then. So that makes me a little sad, because that's kind of what a lot of content creators live on, unfortunately, is the monetization from ad views. And I know ads are annoying, and I get it because I hate them too. But I also, I don't know, just I have a different way of looking at it than a lot of people do. I don't look at the consumer view as much. I look at the creator view. Not that, like, listen, when you watch an ad, I probably get like a penny. But let's say you have 200 viewers. That's a potential like $2. I don't even think it's a penny. I don't know what the impressions are. I think impressions are more. So if you click on an ad, I think it's more. But if you just watch the ad, which I think is an impression. So an impression is when you view the ad. A click, I believe, is when you actually physically click the ad. No, and I don't like Edge myself, but I have this thing about if the computer comes with something and that's what the user gets, I don't want to modify their setup unless a student explicitly states, I don't like this program. Is there something else I can use? Then that's where I'm like, yeah, let's explore possibilities for you. But I don't like to say to a user, hey, you're using this. Have you considered using this instead? Unless I see that the user is having issues. If a viewer uses premium, do you still get revenue? Yes. I believe there is a premium revenue. I forget how that actually works. So Microsoft Edge is bloated. Microsoft seems to be pushy about it. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I look at it again as from a teacher point of view and not so much as a user. Like, would I use Edge? No. And so I have to separate the computer user side of me from the student side of me, or from the teacher side, because the teacher side wants to be like, hey, don't use that. But then I stop and go, well, why? Why can't he use it? It's working. It's working for him or her. But, it's just one of those things where I have to get in the habit now of not telling people what to use, but helping them use what they have. Definitely not a fan of Edge. Yeah, I think the consensus is that Edge is not good. And it's the same thing. Like, I'll give you a really good example. Like, a lot of people don't like Jaws, and that's cool. I'm okay with that. Like, does not bother me. But I can't say to a student, hey, you should use NVDA instead. That's just not acceptable to do. I mean, you really can't do that. Because first of all, like, you don't know, like, if Jaws was purchased for them, you don't want to short circuit the people that purchased the things. Second, like, they may need to learn Jaws for a vocational reason. So I can't be like, yeah, don't learn this. And it's hard because the user in me like wants to go, hey, use this instead. It's better. But, if they're using what they've got, then you have to train them on what they got. Hey, if you want to switch to Linux, knock yourself out. I don't care for Linux. I'm never going to care for Linux. There is nothing that anyone here can do to talk me into using Linux. I don't care. I just cannot stand. God. No, just won't do it. Edge is good for one thing, read aloud. Yes. Okay. I will agree with this statement, and actually read aloud is something that I should start training with a little bit, because I keep forgetting that I can teach clients to use it. Gosh, I keep forgetting about read aloud, because that would be a really good tool for yes, I need to think about that. Thanks, Austin. I completely blanked on read aloud. I know it was on my list of things to go through, but I haven't really spent a lot of time on it. We're just doing basic browsing right now, and it's good. I'm happy. If they want to use what they have, then great. But if they want the possibility of efficiency or likability, then they have to bring up teaching people to fish and all that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't. I mean, I don't know what the rule is. I mean, it's not like there's a hard and fast rule. And I know there's a few people that you tune in and you watch these and you guys are ATs. So I'd be curious what your philosophy is on it. But I was always kind of told, like, listen, if this is what they have, you train them on it unless they explicitly state we want to use something else. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's a hard sort of thing to really quantify. Because like I said, is as a user and a computer user, like when someone goes to me, I'm using this, like I immediately want to go, why are you using that? And I remember when I started all my like school stuff that we were talking a lot about JAWS, and in my head I'm like, why are we doing this? And then I kind of just stop and go, well, because state agencies are paying for it, and you're teaching a lot of people that are getting their training from the state, and so they're going to have what they're going to have, and a lot of times they're going to have JAWS, and they're going to need JAWS for vocational careers because a lot of businesses won't run NVDA, and so yeah, JAWS is where it's at. So deal with it. Why do you mainly use YouTube for streaming and not Twitch? One number, 2,520, the number of subscribers I have on YouTube. Twitch is 500. So I think it just makes sense. If you have 2,000 people watching you on YouTube and you only have 500 on Twitch, you go where the numbers are. Also think of this. If they go to another computer where things aren't set up like they have it at their own, at their home, will they be able to manage? Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, if you're going to another computer, the thought is that you're going to a work machine. And if your work machine has different software, you may not be able to adapt as easily. And obviously, a lot of us are more advanced computer users, so we know how to adapt. But Joe Random may not be able to adapt. Right. But also, if when something is a barrier, then certainly suggest the better alternative, not as if you should use X, but have you considered trying X? Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any barriers so far. Everything works. Like I said, Edge, for example, I don't think it's the greatest thing. I don't think it's the most efficient thing, but it works. And so it's not broken, so I don't need to fix it. Are there any resources to using Microsoft Word with NVDA? I'm going to make a statement, and you are free to disagree with me all day long. I think if you're going to get serious about Word, you should really use JAWS. Obviously, I know that's easier said than done. But I think JAWS Office support in general is just way better. Especially finite tasks in Word. I tend to find that it is a lot more good at announcing things. Again, people may disagree with me, and I know that it's improved a little bit. I know that JAWS has definitely... Oh my gosh, my phone is so loud. I know that it has definitely improved with Office, sorry. But I would still, if I'm going to do really heavy stuff in Word, probably going to use JAWS. Yeah. Thank you, Brandon. Do not use Office products with NVDA. Yes, essentially that's what I'm saying. Am I going to continue to play The Last of Us? I really need to finish it, don't I? I haven't. I literally did 10 hours and then I stopped. I want to finish it. The problem that I've had is I've been so busy that, like, the idea of sitting down for 3 or 4 hours to play Last of Us just hasn't really happened. Gonna try to get it done though because it's been 4 months, so I should really do it. I'll work on that. I think the problem that I had is though I like the game, I'd rather watch someone play the game than play it myself. Honestly, I'd rather just watch the TV show. I really am enjoying the show more than I'm actually enjoying the game. I I know there's some people that come from the game, especially last week's episode is very divisive. I loved last week's episode. If the rest of the episodes are anything like that, I am here for the whole series, and I enjoy it better than the game. I really do. The game is good. Don't get me wrong. The TV show I think is better because they can do things the game can't do. By the way, can't wait for the BK March stream. Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to that. I'm still working on a day. I think I know when I'm going back to Chicago, so I'm going to try to work things around that. James says, "Hi Liam, I would train that person on what they have, but as they get more comfortable, I might let them know that there are other options available. Also, nothing says you can't have both programs." True. The thing though is that one of the things about doing individualized education is figuring out what is going to overload the person. So if I start talking about other things, I don't want them to get overloaded. And so sometimes I kind of feel like, so I'm trying to be non-specific here because one of the things that I have to do is not talk about students directly. But I tend to find that if I have a student and that student is fine with the basics and just wants to do specific tasks, and I don't need to train them on a full out unit of lesson material, then I'm just going to teach them the tasks that they want. Because if I'm not teaching them for a vocational goal and literally all we're trying to do is improve their quality of life, then I'm more interested in making sure that they understand the things that they want to understand to use the technology, which I realize sounds a little convoluted. But I'm trying to be very unspecific right now because HIPAA. And yeah, gotta, be smart with that. Timothy says, not to mention that JAWS code for Office has been around for like literally 25 years, so it's more robust. Yeah, I would definitely say. Also, want to ask about the Circle water bottles. Wondering how to use the flavor things. So, of course, this doesn't help because most viewers are blind. So the lid on the bottle comes off. I'm going to talk this through. So the lid is a large round lid and it comes off. If you first get your bottle, there's a cartridge that screws into the lid. And the cartridge is like a thinner, it's like an internal piece. So if I take it off, there's my lid, there's my cartridge. The cartridge has like a plastic tube that goes into the bottle, and on the top of the cartridge is a mouthpiece, and there's also another sort of piece with a nudge, like a notch on it, and the notch serves two purposes. You can turn the notch to open up the reservoir to get more flavor. Also, the notch lets you take the cap that covers the mouthpiece, and you can actually click it onto the notch, and now it holds the cap in place so that when you're drinking, it's not poking you in the nose. So you would take your lid from your Circle, you put the cartridge in the top, it slots right in, and you screw your cartridge in, and then you can adjust the notch part. And there's a dial that goes between 1 and 9. 5 would be roughly in the center of that space. And 9, I don't recommend because you're just going to get like all the flavoring in your mouth at once. Let me get up to some messages here. Let's see. Yeah, so not a big fan of Office in general. Yeah, no, I don't like Mac, so I'm not going to even get into my dislike for Mac and its products. You need to finish your Crazy Party playthrough. Yes, I do. Um, NVIDIA Access does have a word training module, says Timothy. He believes. McKenna says, is there any marathons coming up? Yeah, BK3 in March. I don't have a date yet. I used words with NVDA for 5 years. And listen, it will work. But when you start to get into the heavy stuff, tables and some of the stylings and endnotes, footnotes, you're going to find that though you can do it, it is not going to be as robust as if you were using JAWS. I don't think Word is also announcing formatting information, which is kind of important actually if you're writing really professional documents. You can get that information, but it's not as efficient. And I am a big, big believer in work smarter and not harder. Orange says, I really like the world background. Oh, the world background info the show is presenting, like that opening scene in episode 1. Yes, and in episode 2 as well. There's a lot more world building opportunities. We're talking about the Last of Us TV show. A lot more world building, a lot more things that they can do, and a lot more things that are like symbols. There's a lot of symbolism in this show, and it's great. I love it. James, what puzzles you? You screw the cartridge into the top of the bottle, then use the wheel on the top of the cartridge to adjust the flavor. I learned on the Mac. That's all I ever had. I boot camp so I can game. Yeah, listen, I'm just gonna say this, and again, this will be really divisive, but I think that when it comes to productivity and just getting things done and getting it done quickly, I would still argue that Windows wins hands down. And I think it wins hands down because you have screen reader choices. And so you have options for what you want to use. Mac, you have one option, and that option is not really being well maintained. I guess Ventura got some updates, so it's not as horrendous, but it's still not what it could be. And I would argue that it's not ever going to be what it could be. And so I have no interest in a Mac. They're expensive. And honestly, everything I do on Windows. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go boot camp my Mac to run Windows. Well, guess what? My new Mac, I can't boot camp it. I'll have to run it under Parallels or something. And why? Why can't I just get a regular desktop? So, no, I'm not a Mac fan. Whenever people come to me and they go, hey, what should I get? I'm getting a new computer. Especially if they're a newer user, I will never tell them Mac. I will always tell them Windows. There's just reams of training information on it. There's a lot more people that can train you on it. And I feel like things are just more intuitive. There's not a gazillion keystrokes to learn. And yes, I know that VoiceOver has the quick nav stuff. I know that it's gotten better. But I just feel like it is way easier to learn. And listen, you've got screen reader choices. You don't like JAWS? That's cool. Use NVDA. You don't like NVDA? That's cool. Use JAWS. You don't like either of them? I guess you could use narrator. Yeah, Brennan says, I strongly dislike Mac OS X and VoiceOver. Well, it's Mac OS, which is cool. But yeah, I dislike Mac. I really do. If you have success with it, I think it's awesome. I know people that love it, and hey, my hats are off to you. Listen, I know people that love Linux, and my hats are off to you too. But again, work smarter, not harder. And if you have to work harder to do the same task that I'm doing, are you really are you winning? Are you actually winning? If you have to work harder to do something that someone does on Windows, yeah, you can do the task, but what are you doing for yourself? How is that helping? Yeah, on the other hand, the same goes for efficiency on mobile platforms. iOS, for all of its problems, is more efficient than Android. It's catching up, but still not there, in my opinion. No, I would agree with that. And I will say, that yes, Android is catching up, and I'm really glad because I think it should. I think that it's good to see Android catching up. It's good to see TalkBack catching up. I was having this discussion with somebody the other day, and I am a big believer in things should work. And so iPhone, when you take it out and you set it up and you turn on VoiceOver, it just works. I still would love screen reader choices because I love the option of having choices. It would be like saying, hey, you can only use one font, or hey, you can only use one keyboard. Like, I just don't agree with that. But I will say that the option is pretty solid and works. It just works. Whereas like Android, it can work for you, but invariably you're probably going to want to change your launcher depending on what phone you have. You might even want to change your screen reader to the one that I can't pronounce. And so again, I just think that like when you get a thing, it should just work. Even like narrator, I think should work a little bit better. I don't think narrator is suitable as a daily driver yet. No, I think it's getting there. And I mean, I don't know. I don't want to, I'm not going to talk ill of narrator, because like Jeff Bishop is a friend of mine, and I'm not going to like crap on something that he worked hard on, but I do feel like narrator's got a little ways to go. It's definitely decent in 11. I would definitely say like they've done a lot, and like they've done a lot of good work on narrator. I will definitely say like it's definitely come a long way. I think there's more that could be done. But it's not bad. It really is not bad. I don't necessarily want to use it as like a daily driver at all. I would agree with that assessment, but it's definitely improved, and it can be used. I just don't think it's as fluid as, say, like a JAWS or NVDA. Although, I mean, let's be fair. When with like a JAWS or an NVDA, that's what they do. Microsoft has a lot of other projects going on, so they can't devote all of their time on narrator. And even the accessibility team has had to do a lot of things with like live captioning and the text input. They got that cool thing now, the voice typing. So there's a lot of accessibility things going on over there, and I think they're doing a good job. But yeah, it's a little frustrating. I feel you like what you like. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the opponent says, amen to that. I strongly dislike Mac as well. I was required to use one for a year in college, and besides having a reputation for being stable, it crashed on me more than my Windows machine. But yeah, I would agree with that. With Timothy has a good point though. For choice though, you should always know how to use more than one screen reader and web browser, especially when you run into web accessibility barriers. True. Have I ever used the Chinese ZDSR screen reader for Windows? No, I have not. Probably won't. You can only use one font, and that font is Comic Sans. Have fun. You can also call the others. Okay, commentary. With TalkBack, we now have actions. Oh, good. Good, we needed those. Also, the typing lag that was present on keyboard for ages has finally been fixed in the last update. Yay! Oh, I hate that typing lag. It's so bad. Listen, I like Android. I really do. I think it's got a lot going for it. A platform is only as good as, I'm actually going to quote back in the high school. I had a coach once when we played goalball, and he said, listen, a team is only as good as its weakest component. He said, whatever you have, the weakest link on your team can never play better than that weakest link because you've always got something holding you back. And I feel that way about Mac. I think Mac OS could be really good. I'm sure that it is good, but VoiceOver is its weakest link and really drags it down. Android, I feel like TalkBack has a lot of work that needs to be done. And yes, again, I know that there's commentary and there were like some other readers and stuff, but again, I'm going to use the built-in stuff. Now, on Windows, yes, we can have the argument for a minute that, well, gee, Liam, your argument's flawed because Windows comes with narrator and narrator's not great. True, that's absolutely correct. However, Windows was never predicated on having a built-in screen reader. Windows was always go get one. Which, by the way, I want to tell you, going back to my winget comments from earlier, new machine, winget, install, nvaccess.nvda. Boom, you're done. Cannot get any easier to get NVDA onto your system. And the cool thing is you could do that with narrator. So, I mean, like, have I tried the indoor audio navigation thing in Seeing AI yet? No, I read about it though, and it's super interesting. I need to actually share it with some colleagues that I work with on some similar technologies. I don't know how they're going to feel about it, but I need to bounce it over to them because we've been discussing something similar using some different products, and I'm wondering if they know about it. Yeah. See, Timothy asking too. Speaking of projects, have you checked out the World tab on Seeing AI? Have I played Survive the Wild? No. I'm waiting for the update, and then I promised Sam that I would play it for him because he's letting me use the system for BrainStation. So one of the agreements was that I promised I would play it, but it's not a game that interests me at all. But I know that he's doing a lot of work on it. Timothy says, I think for the longest time, Android's philosophy was any two-finger gesture would pass through as native. For example, 2 fingers for 1 finger scrolling, which actually I like. But it's kind of hard if you want, to have access to everything. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. So it's like Ninite, but 1,000 times better. Oh, dude, Austin, this thing's great. So the package needs to be in the repository, but I can go in and I can do something like winget search NVDA. And then Windows Package Manager comes up and I have... Oh, I didn't spell it correct. I spelled SARCH. So it does a search, and I see, so I see NVDA, unknown MStore, which I don't know what that is, but then I see NVDA, nvaccess.nvda, 2022.4, product code, whatever, NVDA, winget. So I literally could just winget space install space NVDA or nvaccess.nvda. Also, this will work for winget install google.chrome or winget install brave.brave, winget install whatsapp.beta. I'm trying to think of some other ones. So a lot of things that you want to grab, I guess even for you Firefox people, it should work. Let me see. Winget search Firefox. Let's just do a quick search. Let's see here. There's a lot. Yeah, Mozilla.Firefox 109.0. Yeah. So yeah, that's there. I feel like I'm an iPhone user. I'm not against people who have an Android. I had a Samsung Android phone. It's just not for me. I don't mind it. I mean, I'm hating it less than I did. I've got a Pixel 4a, and it's my office phone. It's the phone that I use for students and like work stuff, so I can keep it separate from my regular phone. And I don't mind it as much. It's still not my favorite thing in the universe, but it's better. I'm really excited that we got actions, because that you could get actions, but you had to go through a whole menu to get them. So good on Android for finally getting with that. That needed to happen. Firefox is finally on the same version number as Chrome and Edge. Haha. Oh yeah, it's great though. Also, another thing you can do is you can do winget space upgrade, and that will show you all the packages that it knows about that need to be upgraded. And then if you're adventurous, brave, stupid, what have you, you can do winget upgrade dash dash all, and sit back and let it update everything for you. So definitely something that I would say, if you are, where I think it's useful is if you're setting up a machine, it might be quicker to do it that way. Also, Reaper is on there. Osara technically is on there, but I think it's an older version. I don't think it's a current snapshot. So I don't think Osara is being updated correctly on winget. But a lot of stuff is on there. I wonder if SWS is on there, actually. Winget search. Let's take a look. No, don't see it. Okay. But you can get Reaper. Kakos.Reaper is up there. A lot of the tools that you might need, I think like build tools and stuff, are going to be up there. VS Code, I think, is up there. I would say anything Microsoft is going to be up there. Mark says, what exactly am I talking about? I'm talking about winget. It is a command line way to get applications instead of having to browse the internet for them. It works with the most popular applications. Spotify is up there. iTunes is definitely up there because I updated my iTunes with it. So a lot of things are on there, and it's just as simple as doing command line stuff. If you're not familiar with the command line, this might not be for you. I'm actually working with one of my colleagues who is not really a big terminal user, and I've been teaching him some of that stuff because we've been doing a lot of templating, and we've been doing a lot of folder templating. And I was like, dude, why don't you just mkdir it? And he was like, what? I'm like, yeah, terminal. I'm like, go in and just quickly make your folders. And he was like, I could do that. And so we've been working on some terminal stuff. And so he's been learning some ways to quickly do things. Because again, I'm going to go back to that whole avarism: work smarter, not harder. And that's been my mantra going through school, has been, it's not about being lazy, because there's a difference between laziness and efficiency. Laziness is trying to find the shortcut to get it done without the work. Efficiency is getting the work done, but making it easier for you to get the work done so that you're not having to do as many steps to work. Yeah, winget is basically the Windows equivalent of what Linux has had for years. Well, of course, because Linux is primarily a command line based system. Yes, there are, GUIs, but you need something if your system does not have a front end. I never knew Windows had a package manager. I'll have to try the upgrade function. Yeah, I would definitely say use it with your own peril. I don't think it'll break anything. Yeah. NVDA is on winget. Yeah. 22.4 is up there. I just upgraded it last night, actually, on my laptop. Yeah. Woo, winget knows about all installed programs, but Chocolatey only knows about programs that it is installed itself. Yeah, I'm telling you, winget is where it's at. It is, it's life. Also, pretty much, if you can dream it, it's probably on there. Brave is on there, brave.brave. Mozilla Firefox is on there. Google Chrome's on there. Also, if you're like a bleeding edge person, I believe brave.brave.nightly is up there. Brave.brave.beta. Discord is on there. All the different flavors of Discord, I believe, are up there. Winget search Discord. Let's see. Let's see. Discord.discord.canary. Discord development. Discord PTB. I don't know what that is. And then Discord. So if you just want release candidate, I'm sorry, release version, it's Discord. Yeah, so apparently, Word Nerd, all WinGet does is it downloads the installer and then runs the installer. And then I'm assuming that if the installer has a quiet flag, it will use the quiet flag. I know that the NVDA installer, when I updated it, it actually went through the regular installer. Certain installers don't install quietly, so like I'm sure that you can get WinGit on this, or Windows 11 might already have Git. I actually don't know. I never looked into it. That's a good question, actually. I would be surprised if it didn't have Git. That would kind of make sense. But essentially, yeah, you can get most of the stuff that you need for your workflow from WinGet. I also think WinGet has Python, although I might be beware on that one. Let me see. There's a lot of Python stuff on here. Just looking really quick. Yeah, they've got a whole bunch of Python versions. So you can do Python, let's see. Python.python.3.9. So if you want to stick to, I think, a particular version of 3, you can actually do that. I think I'm thoroughly wedded to Scoop on this desktop, but I'll check it out for my new laptop. Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty good. And I think WinGet is just there now. I don't actually know because this machine had it and then my Windows 11 machine had it, but I'm assuming that Windows 11 is just coming with it now. If you ever decide to submit to WinGet, be prepared to get a bunch of bot-related errors that can be solved very easily by humans. Okay, good to know. Not planning on submitting to WinGet anytime soon. I mean, BrainStation might go up there. We'll see. I'll have to think about it. But yeah, WinGet's cool. I like it. It's a really neat system. It's definitely, it goes to the whole work smarter, not harder thing. It's very nice for getting what you need quickly and not having to go get installers, which is fine. You can do it, but how nice is it that you could just enter a command and get something? That was always something I liked about Linux was, hey, I'm just going to apt-get install. Okay, cool. Boom, done. And especially on Linux where a lot of things need to be compiled from source. It's very nice that I can just go get the packages I need. And if I need a dependency, it's just like, oh, yeah, we need these 20 dependencies. Hold on, I got you. Lexi says, does Steam update games automatically? I believe it does. Steam will usually check if you run a game and there's an update for it. It will update the game before you play it. Oh, you're right. Seems to be installed on my Windows 10 system. Pretty sure I didn't do that. You may have if you got like Visual Studio. I think it comes with WinGet, but yeah, I think it's just coming with it now. I haven't really looked at like a base system. So this computer I haven't like formatted in a while, and I really have no need to because it's running fine. But I would be interested in actually looking to see like, does a base system come with WinGet? I don't know. I'm pretty sure Anthony from Linus Tech Tips could get you to use Linux. No, just not really interested in Linux. I use it to run servers, and that's it. No thank you. I have enough problems in my life. So yeah, I mean that's my WinGet rant for the day. It's awesome. I love it. It is really cool. It also it installed Power Toys, which was cool because I use it to remap a couple of keys on my laptop that were mapped weird. But definitely check it out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. We kind of went in the geek zone for a minute, but it's been my real big excitement this week, and I've really been into it because I kind of looked at it and was like, oh my gosh, this would make my life so much easier if I was configuring a student's laptop. Again, Austin, you're still here, I think. We don't call them clients anymore, right? I was told we have to stop doing that. So... Oh, I've been deliberately avoiding development-related things on my Steam Deck, so if it's there as part of the base system, yeah, let me know. I would be really curious. I wonder if it's something they're including now, because I remember originally that it wasn't included. I thought that it was something that, like, you could get extra, but I think they're trying to include it now, which is really cool, actually. Why not? You know, I mean, it works good. So I've had some people asking about what's coming up on the channel, and so I kind of want to go over, since we're at the beginning of February. So there's going to be a BK3 marathon-ish type thing, and the way that that's going to work is I'm going to play BK3 for probably like 12 hours or something. It's going to be like a long marathon. I'll try to do like the whole day from the morning to night, and the goal is to see how far I can get. Now, originally, I was going to let you guys guesstimate how far I could get in the game, and then I was going to give away some prizes. I've actually decided to maybe do it where you could guess how many times I'm going to die. The problem is that I'm thinking with whatever guesstimate I do, I'm going to have a lot of people that probably guess the same number, because if you remember on the stream, I think I died 50 times when all was said and done. So I want to do something that kind of has a larger margin. So I'm not really sure how to actually do this. But I wanted to give away some prizes. The other thing I could do is just do a random prize draw. And I've got a few things hanging out still to give away. I have a couple keys for War Sim. I believe I have 2 more Kiltas to give away. I have to go check that, but I was given some extra Kilta keys. I've also got, I think I'm going to have a couple codes for Upheaval, which is really cool if you haven't checked it out yet. It's kind of a cool text, sort of like oldish text RPG where it's all based on choosing options and stuff. Kind of like War Sim. Little more simple, but still really cool. Also was thinking about giving away some diamond cards on Mistworld, and I feel like that would be something people would like, because you can get some really cool things with diamonds. So I'm going to think about what my options are as far as prizes go. Oh, the Elworks Crazy Party server is also not working as of last night. Really? Is it still not working? All right, hold on. Let me see what happened. It could have crashed. I put it back up, but you know, just because I put it back up doesn't mean that it's actually going to work. So let me see what happened here. Let's see here. What happened to the server? Let's see. I'm checking on it. Thanks, James. I don't know what actually happened here. All right, there we go. Okay. No, it's up there. I'm looking at it right now. It's... Yeah, it looks like it's working. Weird. Okay. Yeah, server's up. Maybe there was a network issue last night. So that should be working. All right. 19 of views. 2 likes. By the way, don't forget to like these things. Liking does something. I don't know what it does, but it's good. So on these videos, take a moment and just click like. Plus, it makes me feel good. So does busting. Busting also makes me feel good. Busting makes me feel good. So, but yeah, so we're going to have BK3 coming up. I don't know what the sort of particulars on that are, but I do have some goodies to give away. So I will try to give away some prizes. And originally I was going to save like the Kilta keys for like another marathon in like September, but I don't know how long keys are good for. So I thought we would just kind of give away some goodies in February and, do all that stuff. Or March. I think it's going to be March. I think I looked at the calendar and I would like to do, so I am leaving on the 28th of March and heading to Chicago. So I'm thinking, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we'll figure it out. The 11th is a Saturday. Not that that really has any significance, really, but that's an interesting factoid. So, okay. Yeah, okay. So that's the 11th. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. For sure when I know soon. Have you ever had this problem with NVIDIA Remote where when you control another machine, it doesn't read the other person's screen? No, I have not had that problem. That's a interesting problem to have, Lexi. I don't really know. Weird. So we've got the BK3 thing coming up. That will be in March. I would say March 4th or maybe March 11th. Probably not March 18th, but we'll see. But it's going to be in March. Actually, I could even do the 25th. Because that would let me, I don't have anything going on until I go back to Chicago. So we'll see. We'll cross that bridge. Not going to worry about it right now. I think it's, but I'm going to try to play through as much of BK3 as I can. I'm definitely not going to finish the game in one sitting, but I thought it'd be fun, kind of a fun thing to do, play it, talk about it. It was, it'll be almost, I think, 6 years actually since I streamed it on my channel. And there's been a dictionary thing now and all these other cool things. So it'll be kind of cool to play it with actual text that isn't translated. So that'll be cool. I'm updated to 78. I see S-Lennon and a lot of others, but I don't see Lworks. I'm watching people, I watched people play on it. I'll have to check on it, James. I'm not really sure. Let me know, though, if you keep seeing that, and I'll see what I can do. I'm not saying that it's not a problem. I don't see it right now. But weird. Okay, so I'm going to end probably a little early today because I've got to get ready for class, and could be a busy class. So I would actually like to get breakfast, which I haven't eaten yet. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to end a little early today. I do want to thank you guys for coming out, though. This was a lot of fun. I always love doing these, and they'll be every week. There'll be a little break in March when I've got when I'm going back to Chicago. But other than that, we'll keep doing these every Friday, so long as I don't have other commitments. But I need to bounce out for now. I do want to thank you guys for being here, though. As always, thanks for watching and or listening. Join me for more streams. I'm going to try to scream. I'm going to scream too, probably. I am going to try to stream Crazy Party over the weekend, or probably like during the week. I think is going to be better. But keep looking for a Crazy Party stream. As always, thanks for watching and or listening. Good night and good corn. I will see you all soon. Stay out of trouble. Or at least try to.